Hello, my loves. Welcome to the series for Meeting Your Shadow. This is where we talk about our shadow work. Today, we're going to be talking about the High Priestess. I'm really excited and anxious, trying to turn it into excitement to do this video, just because I have such a strong attachment and, you know, I'm constantly the one giving advice, right? But you guys are going to kind of get to see a little bit of the background and a little bit of what I have gone through and how I have evolved into the person that I have. But anyway, so if you found this video, you may be interested in doing your shadow work, okay? I could have suggested it in one of my readings, perhaps, if the High Priestess was popping up, especially if it's coming up in reverse, okay? But the High Priestess is, oh, my favorite card ever, okay? It's the Divine Feminine of Tarot, okay? The guardian of our subconscious, okay? She's that. She's a mysterious female that under and inner stands, okay? That sacred wisdom, right? That divine knowledge. She holds the answers to the deep unknown, questions about afterlife, religion, nature, ourself, okay? The things that we spend so much time debating because of what we're taught, right? She knows the truth, no matter what it is. It just is. And she's always there. She has the ability, okay, to travel between the physical and the spiritual realms, okay? She's that veil, okay, between. And to understand and be able to accept and embrace the High Priestess within you, okay, because we all have it, okay, that feminine energy, you have to accept duality, right? We have to accept lightness and dark, the seen, the unseen, the conscious, the subconscious, okay? That's also our masculine and feminine energies, okay? We both have, well, we all have both, okay, is what I'm trying to say. Chances are, if this card is coming up in reverse for you, you're struggling to embrace that divine feminine energy, okay? We'll talk about that more. She teaches us, the High Priestess, that the world is not always as it seems, okay? There's often more profound powers at play, okay? Things that can't be explained, they're just known, okay? That's the High Priestess. She talks about awareness. She can talk about secrets, okay? Or silence, our intuition, okay? She understands that the universe is here to teach us, okay, with this power, with this knowledge, not control us, okay? And I think that's where a lot of us maybe get lost, okay, especially when it comes to religion, okay, and what's right, morals, values, things like this, okay, instead of going within. We'll talk about that more too. But this card, okay, she is gonna show up when the veil is thin, when you need to tune in. She's going to offer you an opportunity, okay, to access that inner knowing, that deeper knowledge, okay? It's sacred, and it's within our soul, okay? It's our deepest truth. All of our answers come from within. All of our answers come from an inner knowing and our deepest truth, okay? That's why it's so important to accept duality, okay? Not all of it is beautiful. Not all of it is easy to handle or easy to look at, okay? But we are being called to accept our divine feminine, okay, at this pit stop in the fool's journey, okay? It's vital to balance these masculine and feminine energies, okay? It's vital to see the divine feminine energy as a strength, right? To be empathetic, to be compassionate, to be intuitive, to be in control and present and aware of our emotions, okay? Pay attention, okay? Whether this card is coming up upright or in reverse, okay? Dreams, oof, okay? Now's the time to really pay attention. If you remember a dream, dreams are messages, okay? Symbols, synchrony, okay? There's gonna be communication here. If this card's coming up in reverse, okay, it could mean that somebody has, again, secrets, okay? or there's a disconnection, okay, from others or themselves. There's silence, or there's even hidden agendas, okay? It could be somebody's gossiping, right? It could symbolize worrying about external issues, right? Or other people's problems, okay? Taking on other people's problems or wounds or emotions. We're going to talk about that heavy. Repressed feelings, okay? Relying on the validation or opinions of others, okay? Again, we talked about this a little bit before, that divine masculine energy within us, gender not specific, okay? But we're failing to integrate, okay, our energies and balance them. Failing to accept that emotional and intuitive side within us, right? And it can also talk about not having trust in ourselves, okay? Or fear of speaking our truth, of the truth, okay? As we said, duality. Sometimes the truth is not pretty. It's not what our ego wants to accept. Sometimes the truth breaks people's hearts, okay? But just like the divine feminine, okay, and our intuition, the truth is always there. The truth is not affected by external things or the external world, okay? So let's talk about some of these blocks, okay? I think every soul that walks this planet will eventually have a High Priestess in reverse moment going on, okay? Some of these blocks can look like addiction, okay? Anger, resentment, expectations, right? Attachment to outcomes, okay? Being reactive, okay? Just impulse control, right? A lot of chaos, a lot of drama, okay? Stress, being disorganized, okay? Not being able to be present, depression, anxiety, self-centered desires, okay? That ego versus soul attachment, okay? A fear of responsibility, okay? A fear of success, a fear of failure, being dependent on others, right? We talked about that as well for advice. Fearing loss of control, okay? Negative emotions, illusions, right? There's so many things, okay? The conditioned beliefs, right? The fear of being wrong, right? And then your whole reality is challenged, okay? That can be so triggering for so many of us. I have experienced so many of these blocks within my personal life. And a lot of that had to do with repressing my intuition. And we're going to talk about that more. But I silenced myself for so long. I didn't listen to my voice. I had to deal with a lot of trauma. I had to cope with that. I started self-harming at 13 because I didn't know how to cope, okay? I was assaulted, sexually assaulted within 1 month, okay, by 2 different people, right? And what was and looked like self-destruction, okay, to the people that loved and cared about me was the only coping skills that I knew I had, right? That's all I knew how to do. Okay, that's all that the people that loved me were able to show me at the time, because that's all they knew how to do, right? There's cycles to this here. When I started healing, it was in 2016. It took my friend dying from depression and me having my own attempt. I OD'd on my anxiety medication. So that was one of the most beautiful things that I've been able to overcome, right? I see it as my blessing now, because that was my path to finding my voice. I don't want it to have to get that dark for anyone that's watching this video, okay? Because it can kill your soul, okay? When you don't honor it, when you don't allow it to speak, okay? So if you're receiving this card in the reverse, it's time to focus on what is right for you, okay? It's time to withdraw from the external world and go within, okay? When I began reading tarot about 1.5 years later, the first question I asked my deck was, why did my friend do it? And my skills were bare minimum there, right? I'm researching the meanings. And I pulled one card, and it's the only time I've ever asked, and it was the High Priestess in the reverse, okay? So when I tell you my passion is here and that I genuinely understand, and you are not alone if you feel that deep. I probably should add a trigger warning to this video. Sorry I didn't say that yet, but trigger warning, we're gonna talk about lots of stuff. Oops. But anyway, so again, let's move on, right? So that's some of the stuff that I've had to deal with, but it has also led me to the most beautiful healing journey, and I have been blessed upon blessed, okay? My karmic bank account is so full, and it's filling every day. And I want you to experience the same thing, okay? So I want to talk about some specific things here, okay? Bear with me, guys. I'm reading my notes. So again, the High Priestess is untouched by the external world, okay? And she's always there, just like the truth, okay? The only truth you need is yours, okay? Not what has been taught to you, not what has been conditioned to you. Unhealed emotional wounds, okay? They shape our perceptions, okay? And behaviors in adulthood, right? Whether we want to acknowledge it or not, we all have an inner child, okay? There's all a child within us, and when that inner child has not had the ability to express itself, to grow, okay, we're just broken children walking around in adult bodies, right? So it always remains in the background of our awareness, okay? Some of the symptoms, okay, of unhealed emotional wounds. We all have trauma, okay, different levels. It doesn't have to be physical, sexual abuse, okay? It can be different experiences that we hold on to and we've never released, okay? It can manifest as feeling stuck in the same place in life, right? Unhelpful or negative patterns, right? Constantly feeling like we're self-destructing even though our intentions don't mean to, or maybe we just don't care. We've gotten to that point, right? Which can lead to depression, right? Or that frequent procrastination, like me knowing for 3 weeks I'm supposed to be making this video for you guys. Okay. It can also manifest as physical health issues, okay? Insomnia, fatigue, digestive issues, okay? We have to clear the emotional block, okay? The energy block at the root cause, okay? Which is the energetic level, all right? A new house built on the same broken foundation is gonna have the same broken problems, okay? You're not supposed to wear a mask. I don't want you to wear a mask, okay? I'm willing to like shed and be so vulnerable on YouTube and have people that I know are watching that I just want to die when I be present with that, okay? But it's fine, okay? There's nothing to be ashamed of. We're all human, okay? And being vulnerable and authentic is the biggest gift that you can give yourself, okay? And I truly, genuinely heal from helping, okay? So for real, it's kind of selfish. But these energy blocks and clearing them is essential, okay, for clearing out that stagnant energy, right? So we can move forward, okay, and live life to the highest potential and take strides, expand our comfort zones, unstuck ourselves, right? Our outcome, deeper connections, right, with ourselves, with the divine, with others, okay? More positive relationships, right? And emotional healing contributes to the positive vibration of the earth, okay? The cliche that you heal the world when you heal yourself, okay? It's not such a cliche. There's some truth to that, okay? I can tell you my energy now is completely different than it was 10 years ago when I'm having a conversation with a stranger, okay? There may be something that I'm now willing to say or not hide about myself that can genuinely help people, okay? I am an energy healer. I have embraced that, okay? It is a gift of mine. People are drawn to me. For so long, I was denying myself and I was denying helping and elevating that, okay? I promised my friend that I would do what she couldn't do, okay? Your intuition is your inner compass, okay? Its whole sole purpose, okay, is to bring you peace, right? Clarity, joy, love, happiness, okay? Like the High Priestess, your intuition is always there, okay? I really just cannot emphasize enough that it's not affected by the external world. Even when things are so dark and you feel so withdrawn, okay? The truth is always there. Your intuition is always there. Nobody can take that from you. Nobody, no matter what happens in life, nobody can take that from you, okay? When trauma goes unhealed, or we never learn how to honor, right, our intuition, red flags and butterflies can feel the exact same, okay? That fight or flight, okay? Or something is really magical and it can be really dangerous, okay? So that's why these things are so crucial, right? To develop knowing ourselves, okay? Emotions left unprocessed when we escape by numbing, right? Again, through addiction, through alcohol, through drugs, through sex, okay? Whatever that looks like. When something's from our spirit, okay, we feel that peace, we feel clarity, okay? There's a certainty there, even if it's ugly, okay? It's the truth and we just know it, okay? When something's from trauma, we may be flashing back to the past, okay? Intuition feels aligned, okay? It feels clear. Mind, body, soul, things are in harmony, okay? Trauma feels like grief, anxiety, resentment. That's why it can be really helpful when you're having a trigger, when you're having an emotion, being present enough to remember to identify where you're even feeling it. Is it in your chest? Is it in your gut? Okay, is it in your throat, right? Be willing to both process, okay, and release the emotion to heal, okay? And then you can use your intuition with a greater confidence, right, to help direct you, that it's not going to lead you to a red flag, okay, or something that's not safe, okay? Learning how to trust yourself is vital, okay? And it's a process, right? And there's so many layers to it. But once you start and you start gaining that confidence and safety within yourself, the healing is a snowball effect and it's beautiful, okay? So let's talk about repressed intuition a little bit. My leg's going numb, hold on. Ugh. Okay. The world the High Priestess protects, okay? I think I said this earlier. It may seem really scary, right? The truth may seem really scary, but it potentially holds the key that can unlock your misery, okay? Your darkness. This is why we have to be willing to be in a state where we can accept duality, right? That might mean meeting people where they are, okay? I'll talk about that more in a moment. But follow your heart into your own depth, okay? I'm here to guide you, right? But follow your own truth. Only do what feels right, okay? You know within your truth. All you need to do is discover what is my truth, okay? Our intuition requires us to feel, okay, over than think. Some of those realities challenge our conditioning, right? Our comfort zones, our beliefs, or they can bring up feelings of guilt, of shame, okay? There's a lot to unpack there, okay? And all of your stories are going to look so different, right? So, yeah, just be mindful, okay? Journal exercise for you, okay? The life coach in me is here, guys. So suppressing your emotions is denying your true authentic self, okay? If you want to know who you are at your core, you have to first befriend your intuition, okay? So discover your values, okay? This is something that I have all of my clients start doing for me as soon as we start to work together. My therapist did this with me throughout my journey, and it's like beautiful the way it changed, to be honest, because I was so uncomfortable the first time I did it, and I was a smart ass too. But anyway, what matters to you? Friends, family, love. For me, it's helping people. That's such a value of mine, okay? What do you love about the world, okay? Yes, the world is effed up for a million reasons, but deep down there's something that excites you, right? I'm obsessed with sunsets, okay? That's my thing. There is nothing more calming and peaceful and knowing who I am than right there in that moment when everything is calm and beautiful and still, okay? What do you love to do when no one's watching? Okay, burn it, write about it and burn it, like for real, honestly, I don't care, do it. Okay, everywhere you would go, right? Nobody's looking, you're invisible, nobody can hear you, you can say anything you want, it's your truth, okay? It's you and the divine, and that's it, okay? No repercussions, no judgments, okay? Money is not an issue either. Don't be held back during that. But really brainstorm, okay? What would you do if nobody was looking? What does make you happy? There's no mask. It's just you and the universe, God, the creator, the divine, pure light, okay? Okay, next, I want to touch on prioritizing yourself, okay? Self-care, I talk about this a lot in my readings. It's important, okay? I know it's hard to put ourselves first, especially those of us with families, right? Or just like lives in general, okay? Or especially if we're not used to it, but it's important, right? So when you do that journal exercise, find something that makes you happy. If you like sunsets, dedicate yourself to watching a sunset. Okay, do more of that, okay? Find the time. I don't even want to hear it. 15 minutes. Wake up 15 minutes earlier, okay? Go to bed 15 minutes later. It's for you. Be selfish, okay? In your healing journey, you get to be selfish, okay? And you don't get to hurt anybody else. It's beautiful, right? We get to, like, love our egos. We don't need anybody else to do it. Say no more often, okay? Ask for help. Connect with yourself, right? Right? Meditate, affirmations, go for a walk, listen to a podcast. When we prioritize our needs last, it often leads to allowing other people's energy to overcome our own, right? And then we're confused, especially when we're struggling to know ourselves, right? So that's why we also need to know our baseline energy and who we are and what is ours and what is not. Our empathy is a gift, okay? I promise you it is, okay? I am the most anxious person, honestly, diagnosed with anxiety, right? All my life. It's empathy. I can take on the emotions of other people it's too much, right? And I just like naturally want to save the whole world, so it's very draining, okay? But it's a gift, and when you learn, right? And again, it's a journey. I promise it's a journey, okay? But when you learn how to nurture that and not reject that part of you, it becomes a really easier process, okay? And if you can't do that, I will until you can, right? So, but we can absorb other people's negative energy, right? Like I was saying, through crowded rooms, okay? Or our own thoughts, right? It doesn't even have to be me going to the mall. It's just me thinking about me going to the mall. Now I'm exhausted because I know what I'm dealing with, okay? I'm gonna touch more on that later on because it's gonna lead us into our next video. But, so as I was saying, determine that baseline energy, okay? Get to know how you are feeling. Where do we feel our emotions? I'm kind of repeating myself here, but it's important, okay? Again, in your chest, right? In your stomach. It tells you a lot. It'll tell you about what's blocked. It'll tell you possibly what emotions you're feeling, what needs to be addressed, okay? Our emotions are knowledge, okay? About what's going on, and knowledge is power, my loves, okay? So ground and protect yourself, okay? Find out, is this your energy, okay? And also don't assume, right? Don't flip it and not take accountability where, oh, these are other people's emotions, right? And now we're not dealing with our own negative emotions. Negative emotions are okay, I promise. It's really easy to get sucked into the negative emotions, okay? Especially when we're trying to be a friend, right? Or supportive for somebody we love. But we have to learn how to not absorb their pain, okay? And meet them where they are. Right? And that can be a really hard lesson, right? That it's not our responsibility to fix others, okay? That's why boundaries are important, okay? And we'll talk more about that as well. But bring awareness with yourself, okay? Develop those boundaries of knowing how much you're going to allow somebody around you. When I started therapy, in so many relationships, my therapist told me, the goal is to have the best relationship possible with these people, the healthiest relationship, right? It took me years, and I mean years, to like comprehend that might mean not having a relationship with them at all. Okay? Again, accepting duality. What's your truth? Okay? So follow your intuition on that, but take care of yourself. Okay? Your energy is a precious gift. It is a precious resource. Okay? And then, yeah, so I want to discuss kind of the last block that will lead us into our next video, and then I'll kind of give you like some more journal ideas. Yeah? So, becoming your diagnosis, absorbing that label, okay? As I said, I was diagnosed with anxiety, right? I wore that for so long. You don't know how long I sat in the same four walls, okay? I withdrew myself, okay? You are not your pain or illness whatsoever. It may create challenges to what or how you go about doing your goals, accomplishing these goals, but you have the power to peel away the label, okay? And reclaim your soul, reclaim your intuition, reclaim your voice, and reclaim your truth, okay? It's yours. Get curious, ask yourself these tough questions, okay? Pain and struggle suck, yes, duality, okay? But it's an opportunity to heal that root cause, right? So journal stuff. If my pain could talk, what would it say? What can you learn from this pain? What changes can be made to speed up the healing process? What would happen if you focused on what you can do instead of what you cannot? Okay, so just some ideas there. But let me just check my last minute's notes. I'm really sorry. Oh, I had a great example, right? So just embrace your diagnosis or your illness, okay? Or the setback or this block, this emotional block you're experiencing, right? It's really important to validate it, that it exists, okay? And not bury it, right? If you had the need to wear glasses, right? Would you just walk around not wearing glasses all the time because your vision is not 20/20? There's a tool. Use the tool. It's meant there, okay? By you watching this video, you're using a tool, right? If you're doing the journal entries or brainstorming about it, at least, it's a tool, right? Use these things to your advantage, okay? Meet yourself with the patience, with kindness, okay? But yeah, I'm gonna end it there because patience, kindness, compassion, it's gonna bring us right into our next video of the Empress. And hopefully I'll have that one out a lot sooner than I did with this one. I love you guys so much for watching. If you need help working through this, my email is in the description box below. You can book a session with me, a reading. Yeah, but I love you and I will see you on the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.